wrestling fans, Yakko Warner here. I gotta tell you something. I am a wrestling fan too, and the only thing I ever listen to in the water tower is Markin Out. You know why? Because I'm badass, baby. That's why. Have fun.
This is Markin Out. Pro Wrestling Talk by Pro Wrestling fans. We marking out, y'all. Follow on Twitter. Pro Wrestling Talk by Pro Wrestling fans. We marking out, y'all. Marking Out. Pro Wrestling Talk by Pro Wrestling fans. We marking out, y'all. Brennan likes fisting. Pro Wrestling Talk by Pro Wrestling fans. We marking out, y'all. We're marking out. Pro Wrestling Talk by Pro Wrestling fans.
Thank you very much for listening. This is Markin Out. Welcome to episode 783. This is our 15th year anniversary. That's right, 15 years. And it is Pro Wrestling Talk by Pro Wrestling fans. Thanks for supporting us. We appreciate it. Thanks to everybody who made it possible. Ringrose Rebellion, Nick Machocho, everybody that helped us out, Zach Ryder, and a special shout out to Chris for creating the idea of Markin Out and kickstarting it, and also for Brandon for keeping the power and energy on. It's because of Brandon right now that the lights are still on within the Markin Out fam.
Are you going to thank yourself? Should I thank you?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Sure.
Chris.
Yeah, you know. And thanks to our listeners. We appreciate all of your support.
And our haters.
Yeah, haters. IWC, screw you.
No, we said thank you. What do you mean?
No, screw them.
We're above it. What do you mean?
No, we are not above that. IWC, screw you. There you go. Mark that out. That's what we're talking about over here. 15-year anniversary. And you know what? You can check us out, markinout.com. You can give us a like over on Facebook. You can check us out over on TikTok at markinout, over on Twitter at markinout, at Instagram at markinout11. You can subscribe on YouTube, buy a t-shirt, prowrestlingtees.com/markinout. Go follow Chris at Chris Sweendog over on Twitter and CMSweeney85 on Instagram. Follow me, myself, and I, Dave the Rave, on all social media platforms at David PT DPT. Follow Brandon at BTTG161. And this is the 15th year of doing this. So Brandon, how are you? How you celebrating?
I am doing awesome as always. I should have ran my original gimmick through AI to see if it could come up with anything new.
That would be something else.
Not that I like AI or anything, but it could be quite helpful. But how was your week?
It was swell. You know? It was a good week. Next week, I'm not going to be here, though. Next week, I am going to be in Anaheim, California. I am going to a APTA CSM conference with Final Frontier, and that is going to be a blast. Going to get there early and actually check out Disneyland and the other park that they have, the Action Park
California Adventure.
Yeah, that one. So it's going to be fun. I am excited I think I'm most excited to go on the Roger Rabbit ride.
Oh, it's down for
a huge
refurb.
Roger. What's that?
I said it's down for refurb.
No way. I would be so disheartened if I went there and they're like, sorry, folks, the moose up front should have told you that the park is closed together. I would be so pissed off because, like, I don't know. I feel like Roger Rabbit just doesn't get the respect he deserves. All thank you to a copyright. Or trademark. But speaking about trademarks, we are the only Markin Out podcast. So make sure that you support us. Brandon, how was your week?
Man, I had a lot of food mishaps this week.
Ooh, do tell.
First of all, I don't know at what point in my week this happened, but when you open up a pudding cup, what do you do with the pudding cup? What do you do with it right away?
When you open up the pudding?
Yeah.
Open up the pudding. You put the top somewhere.
You lick the top.
Okay, yeah.
Is that something you normally would do?
Yeah, why not?
I cut my lip on the damn top.
How did you do that? It's
I
like
don't know.
plastic.
No, it's not. It's like foil.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I eat Jell-O. I don't eat Snack Pack.
Jeez, how did you do that? You got delicate lips.
I guess so. But in my 36 years of eating pudding or whatever, 34 years of eating pudding,
36.
I don't know how many years I've been eating pudding, but never had that happen. But more food mishaps. I had Pillsbury biscuits, and I wanted to make some sort of apple dessert turnover gimmick, but the dough was just like, it wasn't rolling out properly. So I made a few of them. I tried to make a few of them as turnovers. That just like completely didn't happen. I did the egg wash. I put the cinnamon sugar on top. They were disgusting, but I turned the rest of the dough into I don't know if you would call it like an apple crumble sort of thing. That was so much better. That was a lot better. I think also the apples that I had were just like, it was canned apples, but I think they might have been from Great Value. So I don't really think I like Great Value's food there. But the biscuit portion with like the butter, cinnamon sugar, that was top tier. As top tier as it could be for repurposing biscuit dough, I guess. And then I wanted soup this week. I boiled carrots in chicken broth, and then I don't even know what the hell I was thinking. I stupidly boiled noodles in that broth at the same time. And then the noodles, the noodles soaked up all the broth. And I have no idea what the hell I was thinking. I tried to salvage that by trying to turn it into like a savory kugel that my nana used to make, that her father used to make, and it just wasn't binding together. So it turned into like a fried noodle hash of sorts. I think if I had green onions and other ingredients, it could have been something like a fried rice or something.
Saved a bit.
Man, it was just a mess after mess this week with all that food, and
jeez.
it was quite disappointing.
All right. Well, something that wasn't disappointing, in my opinion, was the Royal Rumble that took place from Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Thought it was entertaining.
Yeah,
we kicked off with the kickoff show. The Wyatt Six took on.
What are you reading that even? That didn't even happen to me. They didn't even acknowledge any of that.
What? They didn't even acknowledge the results?
No, at one point on the kickoff show, I was like, why is Nakamura's music playing? They didn't show that or anything. What was the what were the matches?
Well, the Wyatt Six picked the victory over the MFTs, and the Motor City Machine Guns and Shinsuke Nakamura picked up the victory over the New Day and Grayson Waller.
I didn't even see any like pictures or video of that. Is this like accurate? Is that true? Did it actually happen?
Wikipedia.
I mean, Nakamura's music did play at one point, so it was very confusing as to why that was happening.
Yeah, they have the times of the match, 10:27 and 11:15.
Well, the show itself kicked off with the Women's Royal Rumble, with Liv Morgan getting that victory, but this match started off, Charlotte Flair's number one. You called it down the middle. You were like, Charlotte and Alexa Bliss are going to open up the Rumble. I was like, that'd be kind of stupid. And Alexa Bliss was number two. And I think that the smartest thing that they could have done was just wait for number three. And they did do some teases here and there. So I thought they made the best of that situation there. Kiana James was number three. I think she was super impressive in this match. She even at one point got Nia Jax up for a Samoan drop. And it seemed like they were doing a lot of the tag team title entrance together for like the first four, at least, with Nia Jax also being out there. Mm-hmm. So I was happy to see Ivy Nile out at number 5. And then it was nice to see further after that. You saw Lola Vice out there. She was pulling double duty that night. Jordan Grace eliminated her and Candice LeRae and then Ivy Nile, so there was some push there for Jordan Grace. I like Candice's...
Yeah, which is very good to have Jordan Grace's involvement and have her just automatically get some eliminations in there.
Yeah, Candice's gear I thought was cool. The Van Halen gear. Or Chris Jericho gear, depending on how you look at it. Charlotte Flair, at one point, took out Nia Jax and then accidentally eliminated Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, I don't know how accidental, I think that I would have liked them to kind of, I don't know. I guess it makes sense for them not to come to blows in the beginning of the match. It was nice that they teased it, but hey, the tensions are going to flare up a little bit. No pun intended, because they're going to have some beefing about this. I could only imagine that their tag team may not last that long.
Sol Ruka got in right away, hit the springboard buckshot on two people. I liked Roxanne Perez being dressed like Shigo from Kim Possible.
Yeah.
Maxine and Becky
coming
Lynch
out to a huge pop.
Say that again.
Maxine Dupree coming out to a huge pop with the crowd.
Yeah, and she and Becky Lynch got into it right away. And then you pointed out that she stopped at the buzzer, which kind of looked goofy, but I didn't notice it right away. I didn't notice it on first
when I was
viewing.
watching it, Maxine Dupree started, it was like she started to sell a shocked face, and then Natty's theme song hit. So in my mind, I'd like to think that her Titantron kind of gave it away first, but Natty was the next to come out, and it wasn't Natalya, it was Natty, and I like that she's using a similar theme song to what she has been using at like Bloodsport, where it has that kind of like Rage Against the Machine riff to it and everything like that. So I like that a lot. I did mark that they kind of stuck to that Rage Against the Machine.
So Becky Lynch took Maxine Dupree out, and then Natty took Becky Lynch out.
Now, something with this that... No, something that with this that really annoyed me was I kind of wanted Maxine and Becky to at least have some altercation on the outside of the ring right now. Like, even if it was a stare down or they get into face-to-face and the referees on the outside of the ring have to, like, separate them and be like, all right, let's get to the back of the back area and stuff like that. I would have liked some sort of a altercation between them because they were just battling everything that's going on with the two of them. It would have been good to have something outside of the ring.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't do that.
Right? Yeah, it was weird. But next up, you had the winner come out. Liv Morgan coming on out. And Liv Morgan lasted a long time, too.
Yeah.
But
so we had all three members of the Judgment Day out there. I liked Chelsea Green trying to either join them or get them to join her. And by the way, people were saying her outfit was Taylor Swift Reputation inspired. I'm going to say absolutely not. Color scheme doesn't match. The just because it's a newspaper does not make it Reputation. As the #1 Taylor Swift pro wrestling podcast, I had to get that out there.
boom,
Whether or not that was her inspiration or not, I don't know. But I'm going to say that was not even close to Reputation. But Liv Morgan ends up slapping her hand away, and then Chelsea slapped the hell out of Liv Morgan. That was crazy. And then Alba Fire.
Was a big slap.
Yeah, it very much so was. Alba Fire got dragged in, and then she got taken out. But Alba Fire also on the same time, she helped Chelsea to stay in by allowing or catching Chelsea on her back, I guess. And letting Chelsea get back into the match. Julia and Asuka teamed up for a quick little bit on Io. And I thought with Rhea Ripley out after that, she'd like go out there and help Io. They're the tag team champions. They did their own thing in the match. I thought that was weird.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Rhea hit the Razor's Edge counter from the Pop Rocks. I liked that. That was something that I thought we were going to see the other week. We actually got to see it in the Royal Rumble. I think it was nice to see JC Jane in there. Bailey helped Lyra eliminate Julia. Unfortunately, I guess that would technically still fall under tag team storyline, since Julia and Kiana James are, for whatever reason, in a tag team storyline.
Mm-hmm.
Kalani Jordan was in this. It was great to see her in the Royal Rumble. Kairi Sane ended up being in the Royal Rumble, which they I feel like they made it seem like she wasn't going to be in the Royal Rumble. And I thought she was going to be out there with Asuka the whole time to actually help Asuka win. Or try to help Asuka win.
I didn't think that she was not going to be in it.
The way that they built her up, like even when they announced the participants on WWE.com, I don't think Kyrie was ever listed. All the backstage segments and everything led me to believe that she was just going to be ringside help, like Alba Fire was, helping Asuka. She accidentally eliminated her, though. I thought that was a great spot.
Okay, but that was not her fault at all.
I mean, obviously not. But I mean, even the post match stuff that followed that, they aired the golf cart drive from under the stage to, I guess, a parking lot. But that was throughout that whole video, the dynamic between Asuka and Kyrie, I thought was fantastic.
I agree. It's so good, but this elimination with EO involved as well, I thought that this was just a really fun spot because you had that Asuka spot where she catches her toes on the ring apron and kind of just this full stretch kind of where she's holding on, and then you have what's her face?
Kyrie?
Kyrie just do the elbow to the back and everything like that. It was so much fun. And then you have Asuka yelling her name and everything. It's the comedy between the both of them. It's genius. And I don't know, at some point, maybe we're going to see Kyrie versus Asuka at WrestleMania?
I don't know about that.
I mean, at some point, this has to boil over to Kyrie standing up for herself, right?
Eventually.
Mm-hmm.
After that,
we're gonna find out.
We had a big return to WWE after 4 years, previously seen in a Royal Rumble match. At one point, people thought she was AEW bound. Brie Bella made her return. I marked out. There's video footage of me marking out on YouTube, on TikTok.
I did not expect that at all. I think I marked out too, and you know what? I'm glad because I think that me and you agree on this, and not many people in the IWC do at all, but they deserve their flowers.
Yeah. And I liked Michael Cole kind of skating that line, obviously not mentioning Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan, even referring to the yes kicks, the it kicks. So I thought that was really funny. But eventually the Bella Twins took out Bailey and Lyra Valkyria. So I think that should probably set up some sort of tag team match at WrestleMania for the championships. I think we'll probably see a fatal four-way of sorts.
It's very possible.
I don't remember who eliminated the Bella Twins, though. Do you have that pulled up?
Yeah. Lash Legend eliminated Nikki, and Lash Legend eliminated both of them, Nikki and Brie.
That's a big spot for Lash Legend.
Yeah, Lash Legend eliminated.
Oh, actually, she took out Charlotte and Io as well, right? I think she
took out. Yeah, she took. Lash Legend took out Charlotte Flair. She took out Jordan Grace.
Oh yeah.
Lash Legend also took out Io Sky. She took out Nikki Bella, Brie Bella, and
good on her.
Yeah, and Julia. She took out too.
Number 30 was Tiffany Stratton, so there was a big return for Stratton. Rhea Ripley eliminated Lash Legend, I think. And then Raquel eliminated Rhea Ripley, if I'm not mistaken. And it came down to the Judgment Day. It came down to Sol Ruca, and it came down to Tiffany Stratton. And then
before you continue with that, I thought that elimination was incredible. You know, first you have Rhea Ripley eliminating Lash Legend, which is huge because Lash Legend she had the most eliminations of this Royal Rumble matchup, Lash Legend. So for Rhea Ripley to eliminate her, that's big. But then I was not expecting Raquel Rodriguez to get Rhea Ripley like that. You know, that I was really not expecting because I had Rhea Ripley winning this. And I think you and probably everybody else watching would have at least put Rhea Ripley in the Final Four.
I probably would have, yeah.
You know, so for Raquel Rodriguez, she just hit the Tejana bomb. She caught her up with the power bomb, and she just threw her on that apron. That looked like such a stiff spot. But I was surprised by that. I was not expecting that at all. But
Liv Morgan.
Continue to that Final Four.
Liv Morgan eliminated Raquel Rodriguez.
Mm-hmm.
That, I think, honestly, storyline-wise, is pretty stupid for Liv Morgan.
Yeah.
Just because she's losing her backup there.
Exactly. You know, not really the best decision, but it does play out.
Sol Ruca ends up taking both of them out with a Soul Snatcher.
Mm-hmm.
And she tried to eliminate Tiffany Stratton. She tried to eliminate Liv Morgan. They all end up on the apron. And she ends up missing a Soul Snatcher on the apron. That takes her out of the match. And then Tiffany Stratton got taken out with an Oblivion. And I think the endings of these women's Royal Rumbles have been very, very good recently. I mean, always I've been, well, for the most part, last year I still would say Charlotte Flair did not need to win that Rumble. But to have a Final Three where it's Liv Morgan, Tiffany Stratton, and Sol Ruca, I think that's fantastic.
I agree. I think that the three of them were incredible at the end. And that apron spot, you didn't know exactly who was going to win. I thought Sol Ruca...
From that spot, I'm like, it has to be... If it's not Liv Morgan, it has to be Tiffany Stratton. But my pick was Liv Morgan. I was right.
Yeah, and it was just a fun matchup. I mean, there was a lot of speculation about Paige, potentially. And then there was a lot of speculation that Bianca Belair was going to be there because she was seen backstage arriving. You know? Same thing with Jade Cargill, I don't think was in it, right? No.
She's the champion.
Oh, yeah, that's true. She is the champion. But there was no Paige, and there was no the other person I said.
Bianca.
Yeah, Bianca.
And I enjoyed the Women's Royal Rumble more than I did the men's. We'll get to that.
Yeah, I think that they did a really good job.
Not to say I wasn't, not entertained with the men's Rumble, but... After that, man, oh man. Quite disappointing, kind of.
Yeah, Gunther picking up the victory over AJ Styles to retire AJ Styles?
The match had me super nervous,
Wow.
I will say that, because I don't want to see AJ Styles retired. But it seems like that's it. AJ Styles at one point in the match had his forearm busted open. I thought that was, I don't want to say poetic or anything, but given that that his finisher is a phenomenal forearm, I thought it was like, I don't know, is that irony? Maybe a little bit.
Maybe.
Like, your finisher is a phenomenal forearm. It gets busted open during the match that you end up retiring in. Maybe it's poetic. Yeah. I don't know. But Gunther kept escaping attempts of that calf crusher, which AJ Styles did get to work on Gunther's leg a bit. So I liked Gunther selling that leg.
Mm-hmm.
I like them trading the powerbomb setups with AJ actually hitting it on Gunther. AJ hit the springboard 450 and the Styles clash. You would expect that to maybe be it. Gunther kicks out. At one point,
there were so many finishes that you were like, okay, AJ Styles can actually pick up the victory in this.
Gunther ends up grabbing the referee and low blowed AJ Styles. And then he powerbombed him. AJ Styles kicked out of that. And they began to play it like Gunther would get DQ'd for not listening to the referee multiple times. And I really thought the referee, by the way, has been with AJ Styles for I guess you could say decades at this point. So it could have possibly been where he's like, absolutely not, you're getting DQ'd.
Mm-hmm.
AJ eventually fights back. Gunther, though, ends up working a sleeper on him. And that was it. The referee, you could even see like how emotional it was for him. Like, AJ!
Yeah, and AJ didn't even tap. AJ passed out, just like what people wanted Cena to do, AJ did. You know, people were saying that, oh yeah, John Cena should have never tapped because never give up and stuff like that. He should have just faded. That's what AJ did. AJ just went to sleep.
Yeah.
You know, but
and then Gunther left, and AJ Styles celebrated. He took his bows. He posed. He teased leaving his gloves in the ring, and then he put them back on. And he posed. He left.
Yeah.
He went back to the ring. He posed and left again.
I mean, and to the fans that say, oh yeah, he was throwing up the too sweet, so that's why they cut. No, they didn't cut the camera because he was doing too sweet. They have him doing the too sweet on the Tops Now trading card. Cut it out. You know, but him taking off his gloves and then putting back on is very weird because it's like leaves you to speculation. You know, is he going to appear at TNA? Is he still going to wrestle, just not in WWE? But then he appears on Stephanie McMahon's podcast and says otherwise. But in the world of wrestling, never say never.
Which
you
is,
never know.
he does say never, but he says that like he doesn't know why he put on the gloves again, but he doesn't want to say that's completely it. He might not wrestle for a while now, but say one day his son, who he's been apparently training, say one day his son wrestles and he wants to wrestle a match with him. I think obviously he wants to be in the ring with him.
Yeah, and it's wild because we knew that he was going to retire this year. We didn't expect it to be this early. We're just entering February and AJ Styles is retired. Like, what's that? Like, I think the both of us probably expected him to at least go through halfway through the year without retiring.
Something, at least. I don't know. I mean, there were those people were saying that he's not even going to be doing Mania.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. You know, AJ Styles is he is the phenomenal one. He's the only wrestler to win an NWA World Heavyweight Championship, TNA World Heavyweight Championship, IWGP Heavyweight Championship, and the WWE Championship. No other wrestler ever has been able to do that. AJ Styles has. You know, he's the face that runs the place. He's the face of TNA. When you think of TNA, he's the person that you go to. You know, he was their leader of TNA just as John Cena was of WWE at the time. So for him to step away from wrestling, it's definitely different. You know, hopefully, I don't know. As they say never, right?
I hope he stays in the WWE family for years to come.
I mean, future Hall of Famer for sure.
Yeah.
And okay, everybody, if he appears at AEW, pure speculation. Did I mention if he does? I guarantee you that if he appears at another company's event, he got the okay from Triple H. I feel like everybody has that kind of respect back there, especially if you're from that like era of AJ Styles and stuff like that. I cannot see him doing something like that without getting an approval. And he's going to be a WWE Hall of Famer easily.
Yeah, so truly a GOAT.
Yeah, he is the GOAT. But
It's wild.
heading to the next matchup, Drew McIntyre picked up the victory over Sami Zayn to retain his championship. This matchup went as I expected it. I mean, there was a lot of false finishes, but Drew McIntyre, there's no way that he could have lost this one. In front of his, and don't worry, Dave Meltzer, no, Sami Zayn shouldn't have won in front of his hometown crowd.
His hometown crowd in Toronto.
Yes.
Or wherever it was. Montreal. Is it Toronto? Montreal? I don't remember.
Montreal
Probably
Broski,
Montreal.
what's up?
But honestly, this match was hard to pay attention to. Because I was still processing that outcome.
That's true.
But Drew McIntyre worked on Sammy's back throughout the match. It was kind of brutal. Sammy got powerbombed through that commentary table, and officials checked on him. Drew McIntyre dragged him back into the ring. Sammy eventually hit that exploder suplex, and he went for another haluva kick, but Drew McIntyre rocked him with the Claymore, hit him with another Claymore, and got the victory there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really happy with this outcome. I think Drew McIntyre deserves that long reign.
Either way, though, with the outcomes, I would have been completely fine. But I would have preferred to see Drew McIntyre retain the title. But again, like I said the other week, how do you have Sami Zayn lose another WWE title shot? I hate that.
True. That's true.
It's unfortunate, but I'm happy either way with that outcome. The Men's Royal Rumble. I'm not happy with that outcome.
Not many people are, but
I don't know. I see a lot of people.
Rumble.
Well, I don't know. I guess I see a lot of differing opinions. Roman Reigns won the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, but it kicked off with somebody who conquers entrances.
They had to have told him to speed up his walk.
Obafemi, number 1. A huge ovation for Obafemi. And then number 2 is Braun Breaker. But
which
Braun
Paul
Breaker
Heyman on the kickoff show yelled at Adam Pearce about. They had on SmackDown, on the little scroller or whatever that pops up that says Braun Breaker is number 1. So everybody, they went into, not everybody, but people went into the Royal Rumble like, oh, this is obviously he's going to be number 1 in the Rumble. And then they did that thing on the kickoff show, which it almost made it seem like they were going to, Paul was going to somehow get his number changed.
Yeah.
Didn't happen.
Well, I wonder if because of that aspect, people were like, they didn't want it to, maybe that was unintentional mess up of people seeing that he was supposed to be number 1, and then the fix was switching him to number 2.
I don't know. But he didn't even really make it into the ring.
Yeah.
Somebody in all black attacked Braun Breaker. They stomped him. They threw him into the ring. And Braun Breaker got eliminated.
10 seconds.
Very, very interesting. Obviously, people were like, "Oh, that's going to be Seth Rollins." Seth, they say it was Grayson Waller under the mask. I don't know, but like storyline wise, I don't think it'll be Grayson Waller.
Could it be Seth Rollins getting his revenge? We don't know. We really don't know who it could be. But next up, you had Solo Sikoa come into the ring.
Him and Obafemi, I thought, had a good 90 seconds. I think it was good to see Rey Mysterio was not injured. He was in the Royal Rumble. Rusev was basically in and out. That was unfortunate, but it was cool to see him and Obafemi for that slight moment. And Obafemi, I mean, it kind of... Also, Cardona was out after Rusev got eliminated, Rey Mysterio was already eliminated. It kind of reminded me like Brock Lesnar in 2020.
Yeah, Oba was just eliminating everybody. But it's kind of interesting because he had 5 eliminations, and it was all of those people. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's interesting. So Obafemi lasted in the ring for so long, right? For almost 40 minutes, 39 minutes. He had 5 eliminations. His 5 eliminations were those wrestlers: Braun, Solo, Ray, Rusev, Matt.
It's interesting.
After that, like period of time that he had in the ring, he didn't have any other eliminations.
Yeah,
that's kind of interesting.
And they slowed down too. You had Damian Priest out. You had Javon Evans. I think what the 3 of them did in the ring was really good, especially with like the near eliminations of Obafemi as well as Javon. I thought that was very well done between the 3 of them. Mr. Iguana was out next. I popped big time for that. I was wearing a Mr. Iguana shirt for the Royal Rumble, so I was happy to see him. I thought it would have been so stupid for you to not include Mr. Iguana in the Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm. But Brandon, how can you include Mr. Iguana? The fans they don't get it. They don't respond to him. They don't know him.
Yeah.
Didn't you see the IWC yelling and ranting about that?
That was not the only person they were ranting about, but I'll put a pin in that. You had El Grande Americano come out.
Because they don't have an ability to watch AAA and they don't know pro wrestling. Give me a break, IWC. Screw you.
El Grande Americano, followed by El Grande Americano Original, or whatever they're calling him. So it was awesome to see Chad Gable. People were like, oh, do you have a spot for El Grande Americano and El Grande Americano and Mr. Iguana and spoiler alert, La Parca, but you don't have a spot for Finn Balor? It's all storyline. Like, that's not...
how do...
It's always storyline. The only person that I could ever picture winning, there's maybe like 5 people that I could picture actually winning a Royal Rumble ever. When I go through each year. Maybe even less. Like, there's not always going to be like those main event. I didn't think Brock Lesnar was winning again. I didn't think Roman Reigns was winning again either, but I didn't think Cody was winning. I didn't think all these big names were going to be winning a Royal Rumble this year. So,
but
I'm fine. Like, it gives me, I mark out for stuff like that. I pop big time seeing El Grande Americano facing one off against one another.
Especially, Brandon, the fact that it's original El Grande Americano, that's hilarious. That's
Why
incredible.
Did you say it like that?
Because it's funny. But even still, I mean, I feel like sometimes these people in the IWC are they know what they're doing. They're trolling us because if you don't understand the storyline of Finn Balor not being in there, this is going to help Finn Balor.
You're just dumb. I have to say, you're dumb.
This is going to help Finn Balor go to another level that he hasn't been at in such a long time because he's going to be disrespected and everything like that by not even being in this. What is he going to do?
His legacy was killed in WWE. Ugh.
Exactly, Ricochet. I mean, talking about Finn Balor.
I think that's such. Break. I mean, I'm going to have to say Ricochet was working there. I don't know. I have no idea, but that was. I saw Sami Zayn. Ricochet... Did you see Sami Zayn's response to that?
No, what'd he say?
He posted a video of Mike Tyson being asked about his legacy, and Mike Tyson was just like, "We all die someday. It's meaningless. I was just there."
I think that Ricochet is working everybody, and everybody's in on it, but the fans, which I kind of love. His Twitter account is a pure troll account.
I don't know. I would hope that he is.
I think that his Twitter account is a pure troll account, and it's hilarious.
You had the debut, Powerhouse Hobbs, formerly Powerhouse Hobbs, Royce Keys.
I loved his entrance.
When that music hit, I swear to God, I was like, why the hell is the theme song to Roseanne playing?
That's funny.
And then
I thought why the hell are they playing William Regal's theme song?
You thought it was who?
I didn't think it was actually him, but in my back of my mind, I'm like, it sounds like William Regal's theme song, the Real Man.
Did it? I don't think you know what that theme
Yeah,
song
it has that
sounds like.
horn.
It opened with
has that
harmonica.
horn.
It's either Roseanne or Diesel. What are you talking about?
Oh, that's true. That's true. It was a harmonica. It was a harmonica.
But I thought that was cool
But
to
I
see.
really
The fans
liked-
popped. You could talk about, they don't know AEW in Saudi Arabia. They didn't make any noise for Powerhouse Hobbs. They popped.
They did make a
You
lot
could
of
literally hear
noise.
them pop. They had a spot where Michael Cole mentioned the history between the two of them. They had a showdown with Cody and Hobbs. That was awesome. That was great
And
to
even
see.
and also I love the entrance where they had the fireworks go off, right? And then when the fireworks go off, and that cued the name change to Royce Keys, which I liked. And then you had the fireworks again go off for him to start walking to the ring. I really liked that timing of the fireworks. I thought it was really smart.
La Parka was a fun inclusion to the Raw Rumble. I really would not have expected for him to have been in the Raw Rumble at all.
I did not expect La Parka at all. But
I really-
on the other hand, I'm a huge fan, just like you. I'm a huge fan of those surprises in Royal Rumbles.
Right. If you go
where
back
somebody-
to watching these past Rumbles and everything, it's like there are so many of these entrants that, like,
Yeah.
Drew Carey, people could say
in the
was
90s,
a waste or
why
whatever.
was Carlos Colon in there?
Yeah. But like, you could say someone like Drew Carey was a waste, but it was still a moment that gets spoken about.
Exactly. There's so many moments where that's the lovely thing about a Royal Rumble is because you never know who is going to be coming through that curtain. It could be anybody.
And then you have these
I-
goofy fraudsters
big fan.
online talking, "Oh, this isn't La Parka. La Parka's not in this match. Blah, blah. Who the hell is this imposter? Blah, blah, blah." They, on commentary, ran down the history of who this is. They mentioned that
These people just don't listen.
They mentioned once upon a time there was a character named La Parka. He wrestled for WCW. I don't think they mentioned that he's LA Park now. They didn't mention a second version of La Parka, but I believe they mentioned that Vampiro resurrected the character, and now we have him. He used to be Razo de Plata Jr. He was Psycho Clown's cousin. Or is Psycho Clown's cousin. So I thought that was cool for them to have mentioned that as well. I'm fine with entrants like that.
I agree with you.
You had the
Dragon
Vision.
Lee.
I was going to say the Vision
No,
was
Dragon
in there.
Lee.
They took out Royce
Yeah,
Keys.
Vision.
Bronson Reed specifically, I guess you would say, took out Royce Keys.
Mm-hmm.
LA Knight took Austin
that was
Theory
interesting.
and Bronson Reed out. And Brock Lesnar got in there.
Yeah. Brock Lesnar got in there. LA Knight came out before Brock Lesnar to a huge pop.
That was my pick to win. It did not happen.
No.
But Brock Lesnar squared up with Obafemi, and everyone in the ring jumped them. They shake them off, kind of square off again, and it doesn't happen. We don't see them. Like,
Which is perfect. Don't give it away.
Phoenix got taken out pretty much instantly by Brock Lesnar, so that kind of sucked. But with Penta also being in the match, you can't have them in the ring at the same time. And people don't get that. They're big. Obviously, they were going to do it a few weeks ago for AAA. Their first time on TV together, they're not going to do it in a Royal Rumble, I don't think.
No, they're not going to wait. They're not that it's a waste, but they're not going to do it right now.
But, yeah, and then Brock Lesnar took Obafemi out, which I thought sucked. I thought if Brock Lesnar was going to be in this Royal Rumble taking up a spot, he should have at least been somebody to have been eliminated by Obafemi.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
Yeah, something that... Uh-huh.
during Jey Uso's theme song, Jey Uso's entrance, everyone, how dare they do this? Cody Rhodes and LA Knight.
you had to do Jey Uso's theme song through the crowd. Why are you... You have to. That's his entrance.
Yeah, you're stupid
That's
for
like-
complaining about that, yeah.
Like what? If the Sandman has an entrance, are you going to have him go down the ramp? No. Jay goes through the crowd. That is how it is.
But
The thing that-
the how dare you portion of that was how dare they have Cody and LA Knight take Brock out during the entrance. Commentary focused on it, the camera focused on it, nothing was missed. If you missed it, that's on you. You were up looking away from the
didn't-
TV, eating or something.
So I didn't like that because the live crowd wasn't focused on it. The live crowd was looking at Jey Uso, and you can even see the front
We are the
rows and stuff
crowd
like
that
looking at
matters.
Jay coming into the ring. I think that the build up to Lesnar getting eliminated could have been more.
I mean, yes, it could have been more, but I was fine with that elimination. And then Jey Uso had them run his theme song
I'm not
back, and
pissed
everyone
over
was
it.
like, how dare they do this in a Royal Rumble? And then you got people posting clips of Rikishi doing this with Too Cool in the 2000 Royal Rumble that I watched in Scramble Vision, because that's how people used to watch pay-per-views back in the day if you didn't pay for pay-per-views.
Mm-hmm.
It's stuff like that. It's just the same exact thing as La Parka and Mr. Iguana being in the Royal Rumble. Stuff like that happens. It just happens. It's fun. It's a fun spot. The Royal Rumble is fun. It has fun things happen in the Royal Rumble.
I guarantee you the same people would be pissed off that Mick Foley came out 3 different times.
More importantly, storyline, it adds to the storyline, because who was out after Jey Uso ran his theme song back to yeet and dance to his theme song?
Mm-hmm.
It was Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns specifically told Jey to cut that stuff out. And then he gets in the ring, tells Jey to run it back, which I thought was funny, and he ends up attacking Jey Uso for all of that. It's all storyline. It all fits. All of it.
Mm-hmm.
Cody ran in right away to eliminate, or ran right into brawling when Jacob Fatu got out there. Jey Uso and Roman Reigns hit the 1D on Cody, so I thought that was fun to see that. I liked that RKO spot to Javon Evans. I liked the Cody cutter to Randy Orton when he went to hit it on Gunther. That furthers a storyline between Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. And then what happens after that? Cody Rhodes trying to get back into the ring at one point. Drew McIntyre hits him with a Claymore. Oh my goodness, more storyline. I can't believe it. How dare they put storyline into a match? Like, and who else does he take out? Who eliminates Jacob Fatu from that Royal Rumble? My goodness, more storyline.
Yeah.
Jay tried to eliminate Roman Reigns, but he took Jey Uso out, and it came down to Roman Reigns. It came down to Logan Paul. It came down to Gunther and Randy Orton.
Yeah.
And then eventually it came down to Gunther and Roman Reigns, and I was like, I really think the only person, based off of, and that's another thing, how dare they put Gunther at number 30? There's no surprise number 30. We knew from the start of the match that Gunther was in this match. You forgot. We all knew.
Yes.
We were
I
given that
totally
information.
forgot.
When I say you, I don't mean you specifically, but you also forgot.
No, I did forget.
We were given that information, so you can't be pissed off at that. How dare they? Gunther, he broke AJ Styles' career. I thought because of that win over AJ Styles, it would have been huge for Gunther to go on and win the Rumble. But no, Roman Reigns won. I felt like it was a Philly moment where Roman Reigns won. It also feels like Roman Reigns has won the Royal Rumble like 8 times already. This was his second win. So
Yeah, I was surprised by that.
I don't know.
You know? I was surprised by that. I thought that the end was good. It was good. It was fun. It was fun. You know, overall,
I don't need
I
don't need to see Roman Reigns versus CM Punk. Monday Night Raw sold the absolute hell out of that match, though.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the Royal Rumble. Moving over to Monday Night Raw, it opened with Braun Breaker, who tore apart the ringside area. The Vision ran down to try to calm him down, and he was calling out Adam Pearce, and Paul Heyman thinks that Adam Pearce knew who the Masked Man was, and Adam Pearce came out with security, told Braun Breaker he was the one who drew the number. He can't rig something like that. And then he said that the last time we saw the Masked Man, it was Austin Theory, so maybe it was somebody from the Vision.
Makes you wonder.
And then LA Knight came out from behind and cracked the Vision with chairs. Braun Breaker ends up leaving them. And then later on, Paul Heyman tried to get Adam Pearce to book LA Knight versus Braun Breaker, and he said he already walked LA Knight out of the arena. That's not happening. And he also told him to tell Bronson Reed that he has a match with Penta. And I also thought that was a good segment with an ECW tie-in there.
Yeah, it was a great tie-in, But next up, you had Javon Evans pick up the victory over El Grande Americano. We got a little bit of controversy on the finish, though. You had
the
Javon
whole
Evans.
match, you had some controversy. Los Americanos got involved, so El Grande Americano was able to control most of this match, I would say. I liked the chop exchange that happened between El Grande Americano and Javon. Javon, we got to see him do the coast-to-coast swanton, and he went to the top again. Ryo crotched him, and then Bravo was distracting the referee. Ryo gave El Grande Americano that plate to put into his mask, and the original El Grande Americano showed up. The referee saw the plate. Javon was able to hit the OG cutter and got the victory there. I think it's really funny that we see this version of El Grande. The original El Grande Americano is obviously getting those face pops here. The new El Grande Americano, obviously getting booed in America. It's vice versa in Mexico. Not that we've seen Chad Gable or El Grande Americano original in Mexico yet since the return. But
yeah, I'm happy that they didn't get into physical altercation either.
Right, it saves it.
With the original
yeah.
El Grande yet. But next up you had Gunther.
Man,
coming
oh man.
out to... Huh?
I said, man, oh man.
Yeah. You have Phenomenal hit the screen. You had AJ's theme song hit the sound speakers. Crowd goes crazy.
I said when AJ's theme song hit, I literally said out loud, I swear to God if that's not AJ Styles. And then it was Gunther. I thought that was perfect. And Gunther said, just like Goldberg and John Cena, you found out that your career dies when you step in the ring with him.
Yeah, he's the career killer.
And then Dragon Lee ran down, I guess to kind of stick up for his former tag team champion partner. I wasn't ready to see Dragon Lee retire yet, but it seems like we're leading down to this. Dragon Lee surprisingly had Gunther down for quite a bit there. But eventually Gunther took out Dragon Lee. He hanged him off the apron with the sleeper, a la Brody King. I don't know if anyone else has done that spot. I just know that's a pretty big spot that he's done. And that was the end of that. I'm sure we'll see some match between Gunther and Dragon Lee. I don't know what happens next. Dragon Lee could use Roosh. We need Roosh in WWE.
Standing up for his friend.
We need Roosh. That's what we need. After that, we were supposed to see the War Raiders have a tag team match, but that didn't happen because Obafemi marched on down and decimated the War Raiders. I get a spot like that, but I don't necessarily like the Raiders not looking like the War Raiders.
I know. I'm really not. I get it that I understand you want to build up Obafemi. You want him to look like a huge monster. So
you can't do that with enhancement talent. He's already been like we literally saw him eliminate 5 people from the Royal Rumble.
Exactly. So I get it why it's the War Raiders, but I wish it wasn't the War Raiders.
I don't know what happens next, but we shall see.
Yeah.
After that, we saw a video for Finn Balor air, and he said that he always gave respect, and now he realizes that the more he gives, the less he gets in return, and he wants the World Heavyweight Championship. They've been airing videos for Finn Balor, even on NXT, which I think is interesting. I don't know where this is going to lead to, but I'm enjoying these videos.
We're gonna find out.
After that, we saw the Bella twins back on Monday Night Raw. Brie Bella, by the way, they were both cheered. They were in Philadelphia being cheered. I was very surprised to hear the Philly fans cheering them. But
one of them is dating.
No,
the quarterback,
that's not
right?
confirmed.
Oh,
that's not confirmed at all.
You know,
but
it could be a reason why they're cheering.
I mean, they were cheering for him, and then she leaned into it. But
exactly, so it could be.
The kid also was interviewed about that moment. He goes, "I don't know what you're talking about. We're just friends."
Nice.
But Brie said that she's back because they want the tag team titles. They were the originals, which obviously they're not the originals. But as far as when they bring back a tag team championship in the modern era, you would expect for them to be in the title scene.
Mm-hmm.
Not. There's no shame to the Glamour Girls. There's no knock to the Jumping Bomb Angels or anything, or anyone else who may have held tag team gold way back when. But in this modern era, when you think of tag teams for the women, I would say the Bellas should be in talk for titles. I don't know if they're gonna win them at WrestleMania or what, but I do hope to see that, like I said earlier, like a fatal 4-way or some sort of match for those titles.
Yeah. I mean, that's what they said that they're coming back for. So, hey, it's possible. It's possible. Next up,
I also, by the way, like that Brie kind of made fun of the fact that Nikki has lost all her matches.
True.
So
very true. Next up, you had Penta pick up the victory over Bronson Reed, but it was by countout, and it was by countout because of LA Knight.
Yeah, and Bronson Reed controlled most of this match, which Penta did get some moves in. He had to deal with Austin Theory. He had to deal with Logan Paul. Accidentally takes out the referee, and he went for that destroyer, but Bronson Reed caught him with the jagged edge. He hits the tsunami. No referee. Mm-hmm. Bronson Reed went outside, grabbed a chair, and LA Knight showed up, and he hit a BFT onto that chair. Paul Heyman tried to explain everything to the referee. I thought that was a very hilarious aspect of this match. And Reed couldn't make it in for that 10 count. So I like that they had that continuation of LA Knight, especially because Braun Breaker was nowhere to be found there. So I liked what they did on Monday Night Raw with the Vision. We saw Liv Morgan come out. Dominic introduced her first, and she said that she doesn't know who she's going to be picking to face at WrestleMania. She'll be on SmackDown, so I'll talk about that in a moment. But she hyped up Raquel as the next champion. Raquel asked Liv Morgan why she eliminated her, and Liv was like, well, you know, she knows you're not selfish, and you have this title shot, and now I have a title shot. And she told her that she's going to win the championship, and Raquel told Liv Morgan to stay in the back for her championship match, which didn't happen. But we saw Stephanie Vaquer pick up the victory over Raquel Rodriguez in a Philadelphia street fight to retain the championship.
Yeah, I think that I like the fact that Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, that they get addressed, because right after Liv Morgan won the Royal Rumble, they did a FaceTime or whatever to Dirty Dom, and you have Raquel, Liv, and Perez all together on FaceTime with Dirty Dom.
Hey, Fame's dead. How dare they?
Exactly. She's just eliminated Raquel Rodriguez, but they're friendly back together. I'm glad that they...
But we don't know what happened before that.
Exactly. if you want to go into all that stuff, maybe they spoke about it or whatever. But even still, for them to address it here, totally fine. But unfortunately, like you said, it didn't really work out because during this matchup, I thought it was a good matchup.
Which, first of all,
Liv Morgan
they changed Stephanie
involved.
Vaquer's theme song. I don't know why they did that. They didn't own the theme song. Maybe that's exactly why they changed it. And it does.
That's interesting.
It does kind of sound like the theme song that she used for, I guess, technically AEW, not AAA, CMLL, and New Japan. Similar vibes. And everyone was like, oh, they're like showing clip after clip of Stephanie saying that she begged Shawn Michaels to keep her theme song because she really likes it. I don't know if she likes this theme song or not. The person that actually did the theme song wrote a tweet about it and said that his whole family, they're fans of Vaquer now and everything. But I have to like keep listening to it to get like an assessment more so. But I would have preferred for her to keep her theme song.
Mm-hmm.
But Raquel attacked Stephanie Vaquer's leg throughout the match. And I liked Vaquer selling that throughout the match. I liked Raquel stopping that first attempt for the Devil's Kiss. She got a bunch of chairs into the ring, and then she missed that corkscrew Vader bomb, and Stephanie Vaquer ends up hitting the Devil's Kiss onto a chair. She rolls her out of the ring and does it again on the steel steps. I think the double knee spot into the garbage can, kind of stupid on Stephanie's part when your leg is injured. Like, if you were to lose the title, that would have been the moment where you point back to and be like, well, should you have maybe not done that?
Yeah, not the best spot for that.
Raquel at one point powered Vaquer up to try to hit a Tejana bomb through a table, but Stephanie got out of that. Then Liv Morgan ran down. She gave her the title, and Vaquer used that distraction, I guess, to get the upper hand.
I mean, on the other hand, Raquel just could have went with Liv's help. Instead, she kind of took offense to her being out there.
But did she not take the title, though? She did, though. She didn't
remember.
have the opportunity to really do anything because Vaquer took advantage of that.
Yeah, I don't think she had the I don't think she had the chance to.
And then Vaquer went for the moonsault, and Roxanne Perez got involved. She ended up going through a table. Mm-hmm. And Raquel got up on the top rope. Vaquer ends up reversing it into a counter, into a Hurricane Rana through the table. Hits the corkscrew splash and gets the victory there.
Yeah.
And then Liv Morgan hits the Oblivion after the match. So I think it's pretty clear that it'll be Liv Morgan versus Stephanie Vaquer. I really wish we would get a main event. I really, really wish we would get a main event for the women. I don't know if that's happening or what, but and it's funny. I thought this was the end of Monday Night Raw. I completely forgot that Roman Reigns was going to be on Monday Night Raw, and Roman Reigns made his way out to address the crowd. His Royal Rumble win. He addressed his history with Philadelphia. Obviously, that's where the Royal Rumble was when I spoke about it earlier, how this felt like his last Rumble win. And he asked the crowd who he should face at WrestleMania. The crowd was just chanting for CM Punk.
Mm-hmm.
CM Punk came out, put out a warning to Finn Balor. And then Roman Reigns questioned him, interrupting him. And CM Punk was like, me interrupting you? You're a visitor on my show. This isn't SmackDown. They spoke about Drew McIntyre, and CM Punk said that he beat Drew McIntyre on his own in WWE's most brutal match, the Hell in a Cell. Meanwhile, Roman Reigns like, I did that for like 3 years, 4 years, how many, whatever he said. Punk was like, you did it with your family. I did this on my own. CM Punk brought up Roman Reigns saying that nobody stepped up in the last 2 years as main eventers. And CM Punk also said that Roman chooses to be a part-timer. Meanwhile, CM Punk chooses to go from city to city, hit his catchphrase, say it's great to be alive or whatever it is. And Roman Reigns said that CM Punk wouldn't be back in WWE without him. And Roman Reigns
And this was
picked CM Punk.
I really like this. Yeah, I really like that line. You know, this promo was just pure fire. That line where he was just like, you left town and everything like that. Who do you think they asked about you, whether or not you should even be let back into this company? Who do you think that they went to? They went to him. And then he goes off on how he was fooled and how he...
Oh, man, that Colt Cabana line I thought was fantastic.
Yeah, the Colt Cabana
You
line
went
about
on your
how
little
he
buddy's
goes onto his
podcast
best
and made
friend's
my life a living hell.
Exactly. And then he's like, and you had me fooled at War Games, and even to the point where we were saying Zebros.
Which I believe they edited
reference
that
to
part out of the Netflix re-airing of it, I think.
Did they?
I think so.
That's interesting. Like,
It's not
but
even
Roman
out
Reigns was
yet.
going-
It's not on Disney Plus yet. You had to, like... That was a surprising
That's
line to put
still-
out there.
Yeah, Roman Reigns was like going deep into CM Punk on that, and I'm like, I'm sorry if you didn't like the ending of Royal Rumble with Roman Reigns winning. This promo between Roman Reigns and CM Punk, it sold me on. I want to see them fight now.
I've always hated you. And I think
Yeah.
CM Punk, I forget, it was a sports show or something, said that they will be on night 2.
Yeah,
Main event.
main event. I mean, hey, good luck predicting the outcome of that. You know, hard to predict that one. I'm a fan of it.
I'm going to say
Big
CM
fan.
Punk. But again, it might change when we get closer.
Yeah. I mean, as of now, I'll pick CM Punk too. But we'll see what happens.
NXT kicked
Let's go
off
on to-
backstage. Shawn Michaels appointed Mr. Stone, Robert Stone, as the new interim general manager of NXT after Ava abruptly just left. Which I really
Yeah.
liked Ava. I thought she was starting to do really good in her role.
Mm-hmm.
I know I kind of am in the minority in thinking that, but
I thought that she was fine.
Yeah.
You know?
I liked her. I saw the internet say they even offered her more money to stay, and she just didn't want to do it anymore.
Well, I mean, yeah, apparently from what I was reading, who knows what's real, she was going to go work for her family's company that they have. You know?
No, I think they were saying she
possible.
can work for.
Oh, I thought that she was going to. It's possible.
First
You
match,
know.
though, NXT saw Izzy Dame pick up the victory over Thea Hale and Lola Vice to retain the North American Championship. At one point, Thea Hale took out Shawn Spears, and I thought for sure that Lola Vice was going to be taking out Nico Vance there, but that didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think she then got taken out. But I popped at Izzy Dame and Thea Hale hitting the Long Island Express on Lola Vice. That's a move that the major players, Matt Cardona, Brian Myers, the Major Brothers used to use. And then that got, in turn, a standing version of it was used for Crime Time for their finisher. So I thought that was pretty cool to see that used on NXT. You had Kalani Jordan show up and attack Lola Vice with a ladder. She, I think, storyline-wise, broke her hand in that spot. Mm-hmm. And it left for Thea Hale and Izzy Dame to be left. Thea Hale had that Kimura locked on Izzy Dame. Izzy ends up reversing it, power bombs her, gets the victory there. So it was a good defense for Izzy Dame. After that, we saw Tony D'Angelo come out. And he spoke about his past in NXT, all his titles. He spoke about the family. And he said that when Dark State decided to ruin his life, he needed to remember who he was. And he said he came back for 2 reasons. One being Dark State. And 2, we'll find out when he's done with Dark State. What will that other reason be?
I guess we're bound to find out at some point, you know. But next up, you had Ilya Lafleur pick up the victory over Charlie Dempsey to advance in the Speed tournament. Haven't seen Dempsey in a long time, but he's been on Evolve.
No, you haven't seen him wrestle in a long time.
Yeah.
This I thought was a very well done match. They made the absolute most out of those 3 minutes. Like, you've had people in the past making fun of these speed matches, especially when it was on Twitter. When you make the most of those 3 minutes, it's like, holy crap, this was a really good match. So I thought this was well done. I think it was kind of like writing on the wall there that LaFleur would get that victory. But I'll put a pin in Dempsey. Yeah, the Elegance brand pick up the victory over Zaruka to retain the Knockouts Tag Team Championships. Which, before the match even started, Zarya was annoyed that Sol Ruka was in the Royal Rumble. Which I believe I even said that last week. That could be a possibility that we see.
Yeah.
Daria Ray was ringside for this. It was cool to see her TNA character, I guess, ringside. But it was nice to see the Elegance brand on NXT again. You saw Ash by Elegance get involved. Zarya, though, controlled a lot of this beginning until she let her stubbornness get over. Get over on her? What would you say there? She refused to tag Sol in. And then eventually Sol Ruka...
Bad move.
Yeah, big time. And Sol tagged herself in.
Ego.
I don't think it was... I don't know. I mean, she was obviously annoyed with Sol Ruka. But Sol tagged herself in. And she took over. And then Zarya tagged herself in. And Sol was annoyed with that. She pushed Zarya. They both speared the Elegance brand. But Ash ends up pulling Heather out of the ring. She pulled Heather out of the ring, and then M, I think, dropped off of Zarya's back, and Sol Ruka accidentally hits a Soul Snatcher on Zarya. She had been trying it on, she went for the Soul Snatcher on Heather. So that led to the end of the match, and I thought that was, again, very like a well-done finish there, where the Elegance brand, obviously, I don't think they were losing their titles there, but that causes further split between the two of them. And then later on, JC Jane came out, and she spoke about losing at the Royal Rumble. She spoke a lot about Sol Ruka. And then Zarya interrupted that and said that JC shouldn't be worried about Sol Ruka. It should be her worried about her taking the title. And then Kendall Gray and Ren Sinclair came out. Kendall said that she was very, very close to beating JC, but Fatal Influence got involved, and that led her to lose her shot. And then Zarya told everyone to stay out of her way, and Sol Ruka came out. Robert Stone showed up, set up a tag team match where whoever gets the pinfall gets a title shot against JC. So I'm assuming, I have to assume it's not going to be Sol Ruka or Zarya. It would be great if it was Ren Sinclair, but I'm going to assume that Kendall Gray gets that title shot.
It would be nice.
But you see, later on, you saw Stax and Lexis King pick up the victory over Chase U, which Uriah Connor said that he's just tired of waiting for opportunities, and Kel Dixon was like, well, here's an opportunity. And you get that tag match set up. I liked the chop that Lexis King had done to his back from Dixon, but he ends up losing the match, which given how all this storyline has been playing out, you had to have expected for him specifically to be the one to lose this match. And after the match, Connors left Chase U. And I'm like, well, are we going to see him join King, Stax, and Grace? And he met up with them on the ramp and walked to the back.
Yeah.
And then later on,
see what happens with that.
Later on, they met up with Charlie Dempsey. So it seems like we're getting this generation group here.
Yeah. Main event of the evening, Joe Hendry picked up the victory to become the new NXT champion over Ricky Saints, Shawn Legacy, Shiloh Hill, Jackson Drake, Keanu Carver, and Dion Lennox in a ladder match. Joe Hendry, our champion.
This was wild and chaotic, and I think the commercials impacted the match. I wish they did this like commercial free.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought there were some good spots. I liked Joe Hendry doing that turnaround spot that he does with the ladder. I thought that was funny. I liked Shiloh using the ladders as stilts. Like Kofi Kingston, a lot of people seemingly have forgotten that Kofi Kingston had done that previously.
Mm-hmm.
I also liked him doing that senton off the steps into the ladder that Keanu Carver had.
Yeah, that was cool.
I thought, based on what we saw, I thought Keanu Carver was going to control a lot more than he did.
He should have. Going into the match, he had a lot of
to me, this was like a complete 180 from what we've seen from him. And at one point, everyone buried him with ladders. He eventually pops up and takes a bunch of people out, but Ricky Saints pushed him off the ladder through a bridging ladder, so he was done from the match. And then, or actually, I think that took him out. And then he taunted up at the top of the ladder. He took his time, kind of like Miz at WrestleMania 32. And Joe Hendry climbs up. They have a tug of war spot over the title. I thought that was kind of like a kind of goofy, but also a very, very well done ending.
You kind of had this swaying back and forth and back and forth, like a teetering back and forth style. All for Joe Hendry. Come out as your winner.
He joins the short list of people who have held both the NXT and TNA championships. Can you name them?
Oh.
There are 5
What was
others.
the question again?
There are 5 other superstars.
What was the question?
NXT and TNA championship.
NXT and TNA champion. Dolph Ziggler?
1.
Let's see. NXT and TNA. We're going to be here a while. Samoa Joe.
2. I was not expecting you to get Joe. Interesting.
Let's see. TNA
1 is like super recent. Like super, super recent.
1 is super recent.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Not a TNA star.
Super recent. Oh, wait, what?
Not a TNA star.
Not a TNA star. Ooh,
Let's
we're
talk
gonna be
about
here a
it. What do you
while.
mean?
What?
Oh, yeah. No, nothing. Whoop that.
Trick Williams?
Yeah.
Oh.
2 more.
Trick Williams. Yep. Trick Williams.
1's a producer, 1's a current champion.
1's a producer, 1's a current champion. Let me try to go through the...
I could hear the smoke.
Not
That wasn't
Cody.
a clue. That was me saying, I'm hearing your brain working.
Oh. I thought it was a smoke and mirrors comment.
Very closely related to Drew. Well, I said his name. My bad. I was going to say very closely related to Cody.
Was it Drew?
Yeah, Drew McIntyre is 1, and then I'll just say Bobby Roode the other one.
Oh, yeah, Bobby Roode. Yeah. I forgot about Bobby Roode. I was thinking, like, going through the producers, I'm like, Petey Williams, and I slipped on Bobby Roode.
Yeah, so
But-
I'm happy to see Joe Hendry win that championship. Really, the only other person I could have seen walk out of that match as champion is Ricky Saints.
Yeah.
Unless they were going to,
I
like,
agree.
actually have Carver control everything and then, become, like, that next big star or whatever, but we'll see where that goes.
Yeah.
That was NXT. Moving over to SmackDown. It kicked off with Drew McIntyre. He was on his way to the ring, and Cody Rhodes attacked him from behind. That got broken up, and Cody Rhodes was quite wild in his promo to follow that up, and he said that Drew McIntyre won't make it to WrestleMania. Nick Aldis told Cody Rhodes that he needs to qualify for the Elimination Chamber, And that's going to take place next week, and he needs to control his emotions. And I'll put a pin in that. You had Rio pick up the victory over Julia and Kiana James to retain the championships. I liked Julia pretty early on in the match, walking like right up to Rhea Ripley, basically telling her she wants Io. Also, Kiana James, again, fantastic in this match. She was able to cheat behind the referee's back. Her and Julia work extremely well together as a tag team, which I think it sucks because, like I said, Julia's the U.S. champion. I would like to see her in singles competition, but I really like that team of Julia and Kiana James. The hot tag spot I thought was really well done. It became quite chaotic, and eventually Rhea Ripley hit the Riptide on Julia, and Io hit the Over the Moonsault to get the victory there. You had Carmelo Hayes pick up the victory over The Miz to retain the U.S. Championship. I could swear that Ilya Dragunov was supposed to have the match this week, and it wasn't an open challenge anymore, but they had a backstage segment with Ilya Dragunov and The Miz, and Miz told him that he spoke to Nick Aldis and got the match. And I think it's kind of crazy that after how long Carmelo Hayes and The Miz have been, like, I guess on again, off again feuding, this was their first televised match. And they had some good back and forth in it. That powerbomb spot from Miz I thought was really good. Carmelo Hayes went for a first 48. Miz reversed that into an attempt of the skull-crushing finale. And then Carmelo Hayes rolled through and hit the first 48. I thought that was dope. And he got the victory off of that. I thought that was well done. You had Tiffany Stratton pick up the victory over Chelsea Green and Lash Legend to qualify for the Elimination Chamber. I was really torn between who I wanted to win this match. In a perfect world, all three of them would be in that Elimination Chamber. We had Nia Jax and Alba Fire get involved, and in this match, I kind of didn't mind that. The way that they went about that, I thought was actually good. Lash Legend, I thought was dominant in this match, but it was kind of hard to think Tiffany Stratton wouldn't win the match. But it really does suck. You just had how dominant in the Royal Rumble was Lash Legend, and she's not even going to be in the chamber. I thought the coast-to-coast spot from Chelsea Green was dope. And it sounded like the fans wanted Chelsea to win that match. But Tiffany Stratton hit the prettiest moonsault ever, got the victory there. Kit Wilson came out, cut a promo about how toxic the Royal Rumble was. And he laid out an open challenge. I had a feeling it was going to be Obafemi. Obafemi showed up. The bell rang. Kit Wilson kept talking, and Obafemi just squashed him. So Obafemi gets the victory over Kit Wilson there. And then backstage later on, Matt Cardona and Apollo Crews, they laughed at Kit Wilson. And Kit Wilson blamed Matt, I guess, for, I don't know if it was necessarily for what happened in the ring there, but I thought it was funny. R-Truth spoke to Damian Priest after that match backstage, and he was like super hyped up about Obafemi. He was putting Obafemi over. Damian Priest was obviously annoyed by it because of what happened in the Royal Rumble. And when Damian Priest went to say something to R-Truth, Drew McIntyre bumped into R-Truth. And Damian Priest got into Drew's face, and he ends up leaving. Drew goes back to the ring to try to do what he was going to do at the start of SmackDown, and Jacob Fatu attacked him. I don't know why I didn't expect that to happen, because I literally spoke about them fighting when we spoke about the Royal Rumble. But Jacob Fatu took out Drew McIntyre, who was taking out security. And like Cody Rhodes, Nick Aldis told Jacob Fatu that if he wants Drew McIntyre, he has to qualify for the Elimination Chamber as well. So it seems right now, it seems like the main event or not the main event, but the WWE Championship match at WrestleMania, it seems like a no-brainer that it would be Cody versus Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre. Whether or not that happens, I don't know. You had Tama Tonga pick up the victory over Shinsuke Nakamura. This has been building for a few weeks now. I thought it was a decent match. Nakamura eventually hits the landslide, but the MFT got involved when he went for that Kinshasa, and Tama Tonga was able to hit two cutthroats to get the victory over Nakamura there. You had the Judgment Day come out. Liv Morgan addressed who she could possibly face at WrestleMania. She went to address Raquel Rodriguez, and then she had the microphone ripped from her hand by Raquel. And then Raquel went to address the elephant in the room, I guess talking about Monday Night Raw. But Jade Cargill showed up, the champion. And Liv Morgan told Jade to watch what she says because she could easily choose Stephanie Vaquer to face at WrestleMania and then let Raquel Rodriguez take the title from Jade Cargill at WrestleMania. And then Jordynne Grace showed up and she said that if she can get Jade Cargill to agree to have a championship match, defend the title, then it might be her facing Liv Morgan at WrestleMania in Las Vegas. And then Nick Aldis set up a tag team match where we see Jade Cargill and Jordynne Grace pick up the victory over the Judgment Day. And I think it's pretty funny. It was after a commercial break. Wade Barrett said something like Jordynne Grace and Jade Cargill have zero chemistry together. Before that commercial break, I thought they were working pretty well as a team at the beginning of the match. It wasn't much, but I thought it was pretty good. Raquel accidentally took out Liv Morgan. There was a standoff between Jade Cargill and Raquel. And then Jordynne Grace pushed Raquel into Jade Cargill to knock Jade down. And she rolled up Raquel Rodriguez to get that victory there. So, obviously there's going to be tension between the Judgment Day. And I believe next week we're going to be seeing Jade Cargill versus Jordynne Grace for that championship on SmackDown. Backstage, we saw Sami Zayn moping around. Kind of reminded me of Curb Your Enthusiasm episode. But Fenix tried to give him a pep talk. It didn't seem like it was working, but Trick Williams actually interrupted, and it turned into a challenge for Phoenix. They go review the footage from CM Punk and Roman Reigns on Monday Night Raw, and Drew McIntyre finally makes it out there to say what he wanted to say at the beginning of the show. And he said that Cody and Jacob Fatu, first of all, should be banned from the Elimination Chamber qualifiers for doing that. I don't disagree. But he spoke about Sami Zayn. He spoke about CM Punk and Roman Reigns. He called them insecure. Drew McIntyre put over the WWE Championship, listing all those former WWE champions. I think rightfully so. He put over himself as well, and he said that Roman Reigns made the best choice for WrestleMania because he would have killed them. And then he was done with what he was gonna say, and Trick Williams came out. And he told Drew McIntyre that he's worried about the wrong things. Instead of worrying about people like Jacob Fatu and Cody Rhodes, he should be worrying about the future of the business. And McIntyre basically is like, you should probably learn to walk before you run. So it'll be interesting to see what happens at Elimination Chamber. And in the main event to SmackDown, you saw Randy Orton pick up the victory over Solo Sikoa and Aleister Black. I really wish that Aleister Black made it into the Elimination Chamber. Also, the MFT were nowhere to be found for this. And earlier, Bo Dallas had warned Solo Sikoa. So I thought we would see something there. But this match, I liked the start of this where they had their finisher teases at the beginning. But this was a fun main event. It looked at one point like Randy Orton was about to win. And then it looked like Solo Sikoa was going to win. And when he went for that Samoan spike, I thought for sure we were going to see some sort of involvement with the Wyatts. That didn't happen. Randy Orton hits an RKO on Aleister Black. Aleister Black rolled out. Solo Sikoa went for that Samoan spike again. Still no Wyatts. I was 100% again waiting for the flicker or something. We had static before, I think, during his entrance. But Randy Orton was in like the absolute perfect spot. Hits an RKO, gets the victory. I think like Tiffany Stratton, it was difficult to see anybody other than the winner go on to that chamber match. So who actually wins the Elimination Chamber? I can't off the top of my head think of that right now. But that is SmackDown. I'm going to take a quick little break and I'll be right back here on Markin Out. The following announcement has been paid for by Markin Out.
You want to make a fashion statement?
Markin Out t-shirt.
We're here for business.
Pro wrestling talk.
By pro wrestling fans.
We've got large, extra large.
We got bread inside.
Go buy the shirt.
The Markin Out t-shirts start at $19.99 plus shipping and handling. Go to prowrestlingtees.com/markinout to order yours today.
The preceding announcement has been paid for by Markin Out.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Markin Out episode 783. Moving over to AAA, it opened up with El Ojo. Dorian Roldan spoke about the new era of AAA, and he put himself over, he put his family over. He spoke about bringing the best wrestlers from all over the world to AAA, and he introduced Omos. He brought out Vikingo as the best in the world, and Vikingo said that he's the number one contender, and basically smashed El Grande Americano to get there. He said the fans turned their backs on him, and now he's doing that to them. And at Rey de Reyes, he's walking out as the mega champion. Dom showed up on the screen, called El Ojo cowards, said that Vikingo will be in the main event thanks to him, and it'll be in Vikingo's hometown where the people will boo him. Dom is going to be on AAA this week, so I'll talk about that next week. You had TJP pick up the victory over Chris Carter, Elio LaFleur, and Mini Vikingo to become number one contender to the Cruiserweight Championship. It was interesting to see TJP back. I think he'd been working CMLL in New Japan. And I thought it was pretty cool seeing him back. Like last week, Mini Vikingo is just like crazy to watch. And he almost won. But TJP splashed him from the top rope, got the victory off of that. El Ojo came out afterwards. TJP had like a stare down with them, but he left. And ends up tossing Mini Vikingo into the ring. Almost hit maybe the biggest last ride I've ever seen. And Vikingo warned him about using his name, almost then hit another last ride. Lola Vice picked up the victory over La Hiedra. Mystery Iguana was the guest referee here. I like that they both wore green because they're both trying to win Mystery Iguana over. I liked his custom referee shirt as well that Pimpy gave him. But Los Toxicos got on the apron to taunt with La Hiedra, and Mystery Iguana made them leave. He was also counting faster for Lola Vice and slower for La Hiedra. So I thought that was funny. But La Hiedra ends up grabbing La Yeska. Mystery Iguana took it away, and then she used the tights to cheat. Mystery Iguana saw that, he stopped counting, and then Lola Vice in turn used the tights, but he wasn't able to see that. He counted it. She got the victory over there. We're going to see Mystery Iguana and Lola Vice take on Ethan Page and Chelsea Green for the championships this week. Also double duty for Mystery Iguana. Like I said, Lola Vice as well. Main event saw La Parka pick up the victory over Aerostar, Jack Cartwheel, and Apollo Crews to advance to the Rey de Reyes. Cartwheel, I think, is really good. And ultimately, I'm looking forward to seeing who walks out as the Rey de Reyes. Moving over to TNA Impact, it opened with Trey Miguel picking up the victory over Adam Brooks. Ariana Grace did commentary here. I feel like they didn't really talk much about the match. It was more so about her and Stax and what happened the other week. But this was a good showcase match for Trey Miguel. Stax attacked him afterwards with the title, which Ariana Grace was annoyed with him over. We saw the Righteous pick up the victory over Tommy Two Scoops and TW3. I would not have put two matches like this back to back. The Righteous, though, they're trying to get the Hardys to team up. I don't really know how that sells the Hardys on that, but the Hardys end up speaking afterwards. The system interrupted, and so that they shouldn't be worried about them. They should be worried about the system taking the titles. Then they attacked. That gets set up. I believe the Hardy Boys and the Righteous will be teaming up against the system next week. Kazarian, though, comes out. He said that he can't stand seeing Mike Santana with his championship. And he said that he wrestled injured, and that's why Mike Santana was able to get the victory. And he spoke to Daria Ray. I assume she's going to be giving him another title shot soon, but Elijah interrupted that for his match, so that was the end of that segment with Kazarian. And then Order 4 went on to pick up the victory over Elijah and Jada Stone. I think Jada was very impressive in this match. Order 4 got involved. Agent Zero attacked Elijah behind the referee's back. That took him out for a long time. And Mustafa Ali ended up going up against her, and she fought back. And I'm glad that we got that because it helped establish her more. And I appreciate seeing stuff like that. Tasha Steelz at one point broke up a pin. She got tagged into the match. And then Jada Stone was about to, she countered a move that Steelz did with the code breaker. She was about to get that victory, it seemed at least. Mustafa Ali ends up grabbing her off the top rope. He tombstones her. That's the end of the match, basically. You had Tessa Blanchard pick up the victory over Rachel Leigh. This was a heavy enhancement talent episode. I don't understand that. I would not have done that either. I understand that you only have a certain amount of time. I don't think it's utilized properly to do 3 enhancement talent matches, though. And then you had the main event. The Angel Warriors and Indy Hartwell picked up the victory over the Elegance brand. I think it was weird to see the Elegance brand come out wearing Breaking Bad gear because I don't associate the stuff from Breaking Bad with elegance. And I think also a negative thing about taping your show is that they didn't mention anything about the Elegance brand retaining the championships on NXT against Zaruka. That I feel like should have 100% been mentioned there. And also sometimes feels like the storylines on TNA TV and what we're seeing on NXT are like completely different because I feel like the stuff even with Ariana Grace and Stax, you're not seeing that on TNA TV. But this match eventually got chaotic. Mr. Elegance got involved. The personal concierge ends up throwing glitter at him, trying to throw it at Xia Brookside. Brookside ducked. She eventually gets the victory over Heather. And then Heather attacked her after the match. The Elegance brand stood tall in that segment. Earlier on, Steve Macklin was backstage. Daria was pissed off at Santino for Macklin still being there. And Macklin ends up cutting a promo about what TNA allowed him to accomplish. And Santana, right before Steve Macklin left, Mike Santana thanked him. And Macklin, it seemed like a, not like a passing of the torch sort of moment, but like a brotherhood sort of thing. Macklin in turn ends up attacking Santana. So later on, you had Mike Santana go to the ring, and he said that if you want the title, don't attack me from behind, do it to my face. And then the System showed up, they attacked him. The Hardys ran down to make the save. They got beat down. And then Moose finally shows up and makes the save, takes them all out. What that means for Macklin, to me, that I don't think it's going to happen, but to me, that seems like it's an unsanctioned match waiting to happen between him and Santana, but I don't think that'll happen. So that's TNA Impact. Hey, Brandon, got any shout-outs?
Damn it, Bobby, how many times do I have to tell you to listen to Brandon's shout-outs?
Wonder Man is a new Marvel show on Disney Plus, and I had absolutely no idea what this show was or who the character was, but because I like the MCU, I watched it. Have you seen the trailer or anything for this?
The trailer, but I haven't watched it.
So, Sir Ben Kingsley reprises his role as Trevor Slattery. And Yahya Abdul-Mateen II portrays Simon Williams. Simon Williams is a struggling actor that also secretly has superpowers. I liked that they had real actors in this. Obviously, he's a struggling actor, so they're going to have to somehow incorporate Hollywood. The 4th episode alone, despite it being black and white, I typically hate black and white things, was probably my favorite episode. I thought it was so well done. I thought it was very, very funny. I have to assume that they'll show up in Avengers Doomsday, but I'm not 100% sure how that'll play out. But I really like this show. And I would recommend everybody, if you don't know anything about the character, if you're a fan of Marvel, I would say 100% watch this show.
All right, I'm going to have to watch it.
My next shout out goes to the Wrecking Crew. Have you heard about this? I feel like you did see the trailer for it.
The Wrecking Crew. Is that the one with Batista?
Yes, a new movie on Amazon Prime starring Batista and Jason Momoa as half-brothers.
Oh, yeah.
They end up teaming up after their father's mysterious death. I thought this was going to be more of a buddy cop comedy. I did not realize it was a thriller. Like there's some comedy in it. There's a funny WWE reference that popped me in this film. It made me want to go to Hawaii. But overall, I think it could have been much better. Maybe it's just because I went into it thinking it was going to be a buddy cop comedy and not like an action thriller. But I enjoyed it.
What is this on?
It's on Prime. So you don't have access, unfortunately. But
Nope, not watching that.
my next shout out goes to Catherine O'Hara, who unfortunately passed away last week at the age of 71. I think that was pretty shocking to see. I think
Yeah, very shocking.
she was an absolute comedic legend. Entertained me for basically my whole life. You have Beetlejuice, Home Alone, The Nightmare Before Christmas, Best in Show, Schitt's Creek. So many great roles. I really still regret not going to, back in 2017, they did concerts, The Nightmare Before Christmas, live in concert, and they performed at Barclays Center. I really wish I went to that, but it's unfortunate that she passed away.
Yeah, so sad. I mean, just always a great actress, and love her on like Schitt's Creek and everything. Just very comedic, and just going back and watching her acceptance speech. I forgot where it was from, but she did an acceptance speech for one of the awards, but in character from Schitt's Creek, and that was just incredible.
Yeah, and also like going to watch all those clips of her in SCTV and all that stuff. It's truly comedic legend there.
Yeah.
My last shout out, Chuck Negron passed away at the age of 83 this week. He was the founding member of, and probably the most recognizable lead singer of Three Dog Night. He sang lead on the songs One, Joy to the World, An Old Fashioned Love Song, The Show Must Go On, a few other songs as well. That song, The Show Must Go On, was used as Psycho Clown, like a version of it, I should say. They edited a little bit. But Psycho Clown and Los Psycho Circus used that song as their theme song. I got to see him perform in 2016, part of the Happy Together tour, which the Turtles put on. I would have liked to have seen him again, but I only got to see him that one time, and it's unfortunate that he passed away. He's been struggling recently, but his voice, fantastic voice. If you've never...
Yeah, I've always loved... I
was going to say, if you've never listened to Three Dog Night, go and listen to them for sure.
Yeah, I was always a fan of the song One is the Loneliest Number.
Written by Harry Nilsson. I always
liked that song.
You know, Harry Nilsson picked up a phone and heard a dial tone on the other. And that's what he writ, the bum, 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 that opening. That's how he got that.
Huh. That's interesting.
But yeah, those are my shout-outs. Go listen to Three Dog Night. Go watch everything you could possibly watch from Catherine O'Hara. I saw that they paid tribute to her at the Westminster Kennel Dog Show, or whatever it's called. I thought that was pretty cool. Obviously, she had that movie Best in Show. Go watch Best in Show. It's a fantastic film. Go watch all of her films. Go watch her sketches on SCTV. But like I said, those are my shout-outs. Now it's time for
Mark Out Moment of the Week.
That is right, our Mark Out Moment of the Week. I'm going to say, spoiler alert, it's been out for, what, like a week now, maybe 2 weeks now? Wonder Man. I'm not going to give you the scene or anything. But somebody is wearing an Andre the Giant shirt. So Andre the Giant is canon in the MCU. I'm very happy to see anytime pro wrestling is included, I'm happy to see.
Of course.
You have any?
I'm marking out for the Super Bowl halftime show for Benito Bowl. You know?
It didn't even happen yet.
I am marking out for that. I think that Bad Bunny is going to crush it. Former WWE champion. Or should I say champion in WWE?
I mean, I personally would say he's a former WWE champion. It's technically accurate.
Yeah.
There are sticklers out there.
You know.
I also like the fact that him and Jelly Roll won Grammy Awards this week. Both former WWE superstars, perhaps you could say.
Yeah, you could say that for sure. I think that it's going to be incredible. I am just hoping that K-pop Demon Huntrix will be included somehow, some way.
Why would
but
that?
It won't. That's just me being a
Why would that happen?
Because of their SNL skit. They were in the SNL skit together. All of them.
I will say, though, we found out more about WWE 2K26, which for what they're giving you with each edition, I don't think they seem worth it for what you're paying. Joe Hendry is the pre-order bonus. The King of Kings edition comes with Triple H from 1998 and Stephanie McMahon from 2000. Just Alta tires. The Attitude Era comes with a 1999 Rock, a 98 Kane, a 97 China, as well as the 1998 Monday Night Raw Arena. The Monday Night Wars edition comes with a DX Shawn Michaels, a Macho Man 98, which I'm going to be very disappointed if it's just the NWO Macho Man that we had, the Wolfpack one from I guess technically 2 years ago. That didn't make its way into 2K25. I don't know why that model disappeared. There was also a Slim Jim Macho Man that disappeared. I don't know why that didn't make it in as well. Personally, I wish we would get a 1999 version of Macho Man. But that would require for them to actually put work into the character's model. There's also a 1998 Rowdy Roddy Piper, as well as a 1998 Thunder Arena. So I think it's cool that Thunder will be finally in a video game for WWE. It also comes with the WrestleMania 42 pack, which comes with the WrestleMania 42 stadium, as well as 3 playable characters who we don't know yet. But I feel like we should have had like 5 attires and 3 arenas for each set. But we also found out that DLC is kind of like dead now. They're doing some sort of battle pass. I don't even want to say it's like Fortnite, because it's Fortnite. It's just one game. It's not a continuous game. It's a new game each year for WWE. But it stays throughout the lifespan of the game. So if the very first DLC pack comes out the day the game comes out. So if you don't complete it by the next DLC pack, you can continue to work on it. And there's 40 free tiers, there's 60 paid tiers. So if you have the Monday Night War edition, you get all the paid tiers. You get 6 of them. All the other editions come, I believe, with only 4 chapters. There's like positives and negatives to it. I think it's very, very predatory behavior from 2K. Like, the supercharger that used to unlock, like, the legends, I guess you would say, is gone. And now you have to unlock them in that free reward tier of the first set. And you could pay to skip tiers. You don't have to pay to skip tiers, but you can. And they're spinning it as like, woohoo, you get more out of the DLC packs. I don't think you should, if I'm paying the price that they're charging for that pack, that Monday Night Wars edition, I don't think you should have to grind to get everything. I understand they want you to play the game, but I don't think you should have to be forced to grind to get everything.
Mm-hmm.
They did show off a trailer at the Royal Rumble. We know that there is a Ring of Honor version of CM Punk. I'm hoping that the fact that they asked that question to Steve Corino, that means we're going to get Steve Corino versus CM Punk in that showcase.
We're going to find out.
They also showed off some other footage. I think the graphics look improved upon. We know that there's more commentary this year. They're adding more referees. I think that's really cool. Sean Bennett is finally in the game. I thought he should have been included in the first batch when they did this. But it's awesome to see Sean in the game. And ultimately, I don't know. I'm still super on the fence here. But I feel like they have that power over me where I'm just going to get sucked in and get the most expensive edition again. Especially because I already have credit towards the game.
Well, there you have it.
It's predatory behavior, and I'm going right into it. I get sucked right into it.
Be careful, Brandon.
It's gross. It's truly gross. It really is. It really is.
Well,
but I have my fingers crossed. I hope the game is good. I hope. We saw, by the way, they showed off the Mexico Plaza that I've been asking for. I don't know why that disappeared in 2K25 either. That's back. So thank God that's back. So I'm just hoping it's a better game. I don't know if it will be. Maybe I'll get 2K26 and that'll be it. I don't know.
Hey, take it home.
So those are the mark out moments of the week. That's episode 783. That's our 15-year anniversary. Thank you so much for all your support for these crazy, it's been 15 years. Like you said earlier, thank you to Chris. Thank you to Ring Rope Rebellion for our music, Nick Matocho for our logo. And ultimately, thank you to all the fans, like I said, for following us. If you've been here from the start, have you really been here from the start? But truly, thank you. You can follow us on Twitter at Markin Out, at BTTG161 on all platforms, at Chris Sweendog, CM Sweeney85, David PTDPT, Facebook.com/Markin Out, YouTube and Instagram Markin Out 11, ProWrestlingTees.com/Markin Out if you'd like to support us like that. Follow us on TikTok at Markin Out. You can rate, review, subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, YouTube, markinout.com, and we wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors. Have a fantastic week.
What are you listening to right now?
I don't have any headphones in.
Well, like if you had headphones in, what would you be listening to?